All right, let's dive right in. In a world where it's getting more and more expensive to find new customers and there's all this pressure to land bigger deals, companies are on the hunt for a smarter way to grow. So today, we're going to talk about a really powerful go-to-market strategy that combines the best of both worlds. You get the high-volume engine of a product that pretty much sells itself, and you get the high-value precision of a dedicated sales team. It's all about building a hybrid growth engine.
I mean, this is the question at the heart of the modern software world, right? The idea that your product can do the heavy lifting, that it can attract and convert users all on its own, has been a total game changer. This is the core idea of product-led growth, or PLG.
And look, this isn't some niche strategy anymore. According to data from QuotaPath, a massive 58% of B2B SaaS companies have already brought PLG into their go-to-market strategy. The product isn't just the thing you sell anymore, it's the main engine for growth.
And that's the million-dollar question. Because while PLG is fantastic for scaling up and getting a ton of users in the door, it can sometimes hit a ceiling, especially when you're trying to capture those huge, complex, enterprise-level contracts. And that's really where our story begins.
So first, let's just set the stage a little. We need to understand why this whole product-first approach became so dominant in the first place.
The term product-led growth was actually coined back in 2016 by OpenView Venture Capital. Just think about the tools you probably use all the time, like Slack, Calendly, or Zoom. You try the product, usually for free, you immediately see how valuable it is, and then you become a customer. The product experience itself is the sales pitch. And this quote from Grammarly CEO Brad Hoover just nails the philosophy behind it. It all starts with the user. The entire PLG model is built on this almost obsessive focus on making a product that's so smooth, so valuable, and solves a real problem so perfectly that it just sells itself.
But as companies get bigger, an interesting thing starts to happen. That self-serve, hands-off world of PLG starts to intersect with the high-touch, relationship-driven world of traditional sales. Let's dig into how these two worlds can actually come together.
What's so great about this slide is how clearly it lays out the two different playbooks. With PLG, the product is the star. A user tries it, they love it, and then they decide to buy. It's just perfect for individuals and small businesses. But sales-led growth, or SLG, completely flips that script. The sales team drives the whole process. They sell the vision, and then the user gets full access. This is tailor-made for those bigger, more complex enterprise deals. So the goal isn't to choose one or the other. The real goal is to build a hybrid engine that combines the power of both. But how do you actually do that? QuotaPath gives us a great roadmap for this. First, you need two separate pipelines. The PLG pipeline is all about product usage signals. Think of a user hitting a paywall or inviting their whole team. The SLG pipeline is your more traditional sales process. Second, you absolutely have to know where every lead comes from. Third, and this is so crucial, your teams need to be talking to each other constantly. Your sales reps have amazing insights your product team can use. And finally, all your data has to live in one place. You need a single source of truth. This is such a great way to visualize it. You're creating the single cohesive journey for your customers. Someone might start out as a free user, a PLG lead, but their usage patterns could signal that they're ready for a much bigger sales-led conversation. And just like that, they can become a major enterprise customer. It's a funnel that actually feeds itself.
Okay, so you've got this strategy, but what kind of team and what specific technology do you actually need to power this hybrid engine?
On the people side of things, specialization is absolutely key, especially for those complex enterprise deals. The SDR/AE model is a proven winner. Your sales development reps, or SDRs, are your hunters. They focus on one thing: finding and qualifying new leads. This frees up your senior account executives, or AEs, to do what they do best: navigate those tricky negotiations and close the high-value contracts. It's a classic divide-and-conquer strategy. Now for the tech stack, which is really the nervous system of your whole engine. It all starts with just being able to see what's going on. The first layer is instrumentation. Think of tools like Segment as the plumbing that collects every single user click, action, and event from your product and website, and gets that raw data flowing where it needs to go. But all that raw data is really just noise if you can't interpret it. So the second layer is analytics. This is where you turn data into intelligence. Product analytics tools like Heap let you visualize those user journeys, identify where people are getting value, and pinpoint the exact moments that tell you a user is ready for more. Once you have those insights, it's time to act on them. The third layer is engagement. This is how you use that intelligence to have the right conversation at the right time. Marketing tools like Intercom can trigger automated in-app messages, while sales tools like Outreach can launch personalized email campaigns, all based on specific user behavior. And this brings us to the final crucial layer that connects everything back to your bottom line, the revenue layer. These purpose-built platforms, like Correlated, they sit on top of all this data and basically tell your sales team exactly which free users or self-serve accounts are showing the strongest buying signals. It's like giving your sales team a treasure map to the best opportunities hiding in your user base.
So you've built the engine, you've hired the team, you've set up the tech. How do you actually know if it's working?
Well, the data really speaks for itself. This chart from a HeyBob report is incredibly insightful. It looks at net revenue retention, which is a key metric for how well you're keeping and growing your existing customers. So companies with just a simple subscription model have a median NRR of 101%. But for companies with a hybrid subscription plus usage model, that number jumps to 110%. That 9-point difference is huge, and it's clear proof that the hybrid approach is a much more effective way to grow revenue from your customer base.
And here's even more proof of why that retention matters so much. According to that same HeyBob report, expansion ARR, that's new revenue from your existing customers, now makes up a staggering 40% of all new revenue. So growing your current accounts is no longer a side project, it's a primary growth driver.
Of course, this kind of growth requires investment. The data shows that venture-backed SaaS companies spend a median of 47% of their revenue on sales and marketing. Now that might seem high, but it's the fuel required to run this powerful hybrid engine at full speed.
Seeing these numbers can feel both exciting and, let's be honest, a little overwhelming. But the key is, you don't have to build the entire, perfectly optimized engine overnight. And that's the final crucial point from QuotaPath. Start simple. Seriously, begin with just one sales pipeline and a few basic product usage signals that might indicate someone's ready for a sales call. Capture the basics first, and then you iterate. Look at the data, see what's working, and slowly add more complexity and automation as you learn and grow. It's a journey, not a destination.
So I'll leave you with this thought. You have a product team building an amazing self-serve experience, and you have a sales team that's built to close big deals. The real question is, are they working together as one unified engine, or are they playing two different games? Getting that alignment right, that's the key to unlocking the next level of growth.